We are starting to see some subtle market shifts nationally, but is that the case here locally? We're going to cover that and more in this week's report. As always, thanks for taking a few minutes to join us for our weekly look at real-time market insights in our local housing market. My name is Scott Parker. I'm the Vice President of Sales and Marketing here at John Green Realtor, and I'll be taking you through this week's findings. So let's get into new listing activity. And as you can see there, we're leveling off. That 1,000 listings per week mark should be about where we stay throughout September. If we get any major variance from that, that could be pretty telling one way or the other. Here's contract activity, also pretty steady. But if seasonal patterns hold here, this pace will fall off a bit as we move into the fall. Here's showing activity. We're starting to hear some rumbles from other markets and regions that demand is falling off a bit as interest rates remain near 20-year highs and affordability is becoming more and more of a challenge. But this is our best tell on where demand is in real time locally, and it's holding up. Buyers are still actively looking at homes at a very similar rate to the previous 2 years. Here's off-market activity, which tracks those homes that were on the market but went off the market because they couldn't find a buyer. Very steady here, so no real insights in that data as of lately. Here's our market balance metric. 60% is considered normal balance. New listings were flat, but contracts were down a tick, so that's why we see that 23 line retreat a bit. And then when we add in off-market activity, we kind of get the same effect, just a little bit of a retreat there. So let's talk national. Here's our national look. And as I mentioned, some signals of slowing demand for sure. Here's available inventory hitting its highest level of the year. But like a lot of metrics, it's very subtle. But if I've learned anything from the Great Recession, being in this business, 2007, the change felt very subtle, but then all of a sudden, things happened and changed very, very quickly. So now our current market has almost nothing in common with 2008, as we've talked about ad nauseum on these updates, but we do know how quickly things can shift, which is why we continue to do these updates weekly, so we can see it if it happens. So to recap really quickly, it's the subtle shifts we're paying close attention to, but demand continues to be very resilient. So it's really hard to predict anything drastic happening here in the near term. So we'll keep an eye on it, but thanks as always for joining us, and we'll see you again here next week.